Greetings, my friends. As a senior and disabilities mentor advocate, I've recently sent the following information and request to Mayor Chow and members of Toronto City Council, along with the Premier, relevant MPPs, the Chief of Police, Integrity Commissioner, and the CEO of the Financial Services Regulatory Authority. We have a public safety crisis in Toronto, and it requires immediate action by City Hall, support from the province, and serious enforcement by our police. As a decades-long advocate and recent user of Wheel-Trans, I speak firsthand as both a witness and a victim of the dangerous problems that our citizens, especially the most vulnerable, seniors and the disabled, are being forced to endure at the hands of unskilled and non-rule following riders of bicycles and e-vehicles. These people don't know the rules of the road or the sidewalks, or the Ontario Traffic Act. They are not licensed or insured, and because the police say they can't do anything, when in fact they can, the city has become a crisis of danger for citizens. Since bike lanes have been installed in the main arteries of the city, without any thought to the huge cost to businesses and the critical danger imposed on fire, EMS, Wheel-Trans, police emergencies, and pedestrians, and without any attention or attempt paid to informing these bike and e-vehicle riders of the rules. And they don't pay for the bike lanes use as car drivers do for the upkeep of the roads. Immediate action must be taken for mandatory exams for testing, licensing, insurance, and front and rear display of license plates for all bicycles and e-vehicles. And enforcement by the police is essential. Here's the facts. Cyclists and e-vehicle operators routinely violate traffic laws with impunity. There is currently no accountability system for repeat offenders. Vulnerable populations like seniors, disabled, and children face increasing danger on sidewalks, crosswalks, and parks. Emergency response times are being compromised by blocked bike lanes. Taxpayers bear the cost of infrastructure with no revenue generation from the users. We need some jurisdictional clarity now. Recent correspondence with Toronto Police incorrectly stated that bicycle regulation is a provincial matter. That is factually incorrect. Here is an historical precedent. Toronto successfully operated a bicycle licensing system from 1935 to 1957, proving municipal jurisdiction over matter. Municipal authorities in cities across Canada have the legal authority to implement bicycle licensing systems as determined by ongoing discussions in Ottawa and other municipalities. There is a current enforcement gap. The absence of licensing doesn't prevent enforcement of existing traffic laws. This represents a failure of enforcement, not jurisdiction. Here are proposed solutions for a comprehensive licensing system. Mandatory licensing for all. Traditional bicycles, annual license required for all cyclists 12 years and older. E-bikes, e-scooters, and all electrical vehicles, mandatory licensing regardless of age. License plates, clearly visible front and rear of the vehicles. Registration database, centralized system for tracking violations and ownership. Competency testing, written exam for traffic laws, right-of-way rules, pedestrian safety, protocols are a must before obtaining a license. Practical testing demonstrating basic cycling skills and emergency procedures in order to obtain a license. Universal competency test standards, ensuring all cyclists understand traffic laws and safety protocols. Renewal requirements with periodic testing to maintain licensing. Mandatory insurance. Liability coverage requiring minimal coverage for injury or property damage to others. Personal injury protection with coverage for the cyclist operator. Property protection, coverage for the vehicle itself. Proof of insurance must be carried and presented upon request, just like car drivers are required to do. Clear penalties and enforcement. We need a point system, similar to motor vehicle infractions. Progressive penalties should be employed for increasing fines for repeat offenders. Absolute license suspension for serious or repeated violations. And vehicle impoundment for unlicensed operators or suspended licenses. International success models. Now, Japan successfully requires cyclists registration for all citizens at a minimal cost of about £3, proving the system can work effectively and affordably. Our European friends models, several European cities have implemented successful bike lanes licensing systems that prioritize safety while generating revenue. A look at the economic benefits. Revenue generation. License fees offset administrative costs. Reduced health care costs. Fewer accidents due to improved compliance. Infrastructure cost recovery. Users contribute to the infrastructure they utilize. Insurance claim resolution. Clear liability determination reduces legal costs. Safety imperative. The current system fails our most vulnerable citizens. Seniors face increased risk of serious injury from both bicycles and high-speed e-vehicles. Disabled individuals and seniors cannot safely navigate sidewalks with reckless cycling. Children and families deserve safe pedestrian spaces. Emergency services, fire and Wheel-Trans need clear traffic corridors. We need a call to action. We must demand immediate action from our elected officials and law enforcement. Toronto Police Services can begin immediate enforcement of existing traffic laws for all cyclists and e-vehicle operators, regardless of licensing status. Toronto City Council needs to initiate development of streamlined, comprehensive licensing bylaws with implementation timelines that are quick. Ontario government provide legislative framework supporting municipal licensing authority and insurance requirements. All levels establish clear jurisdictional responsibilities and enforcement protocols. The time is now, my friends. Public safety cannot wait for further studies or committee reviews. Every day of delay increases the risk to vulnerable Toronto residents. The technology exists, the legal framework is established, and successful models operate worldwide. The people I align with are not anti-cycling. We are pro-safety, pro-accountability, and pro-common sense regulation that protects all road users. Remember, my friends, public safety is not negotiable. Accountability is not optional. The time for action is now. Thank you.